Well, guys, this is a very exciting video because I have used this strategy to make six figures in the stock market, and we're potentially seeing another fairly simple entry. Very, very simple and straightforward here with Fermi stock. Basically, buying into a stock in a downtrend with short-term catalysts to really make it explode upwards in a reversal. It's simple. What you've noticed from the 60 plus stocks that I've closed in the last 2 years of documenting my trades here on Discord, I'm doing the same thing. I'm buying stocks in a downtrend before there's reasons, very specific short-term reasons why they should explode, and Fermi seems to be one of them. So let's cut to the chase here, guys. Let's cut to the chase. Fermi, Klarna, Figma, Figure, and Bullish all IPO'd in the last year and a half. These are all fresh stocks that IPO'd during a time, this was late 2025 and early 2026, where companies were literally just IPOing for the money. They were trying to squeeze every last dollar out of retail investors, you and me, for these massive pops. And of course, because the valuations were so damn high, they all lost a ton of market cap. Okay, a ton. This can be seen all throughout the board with all five of these basically losing like 80%. It's the same thing with all of them. So Fermi is the one that we're looking to buy into. But let me show you the one I just bought into before, Klarna. Everyone doubted me because this stock had been in a downtrend for a very long time. I made a ton of money on this, $12 to $20 in a matter of just a couple months. It was April all the way to almost July, so technically a few months, but crazy, crazy gains in a very short amount of time. Figma, this was Jake's alert. He just alerted this not too long ago. 17 to where I sold at 27. He's still in this. He's up a ton. At this point, he was up like 70% at 28.60, basically $30. This is insane returns in literally just 1 month. So clearly, there are opportunities here with these stocks like no others. Figure and Bullish also just started having uptrends. Like Figure went from 25 now to over 30. Bullish from 21 to 28 very, very quickly. Fermi has not yet really made a move to the upside. Now, yes, it did just rocket 20% literally the day I started talking about it because this was a surprise to me, I'll admit it. Like, I had no idea that this would happen literally the day that I started looking at this. They announced a $6.5 billion deal with Coreweave, who's going to be their first big client for their AI data center buildouts. So what Fermi is like a mini Oracle. However, the co-founder is or was a former member of the government. He was Trump's energy secretary. And so that's given them a lot of priority, a lot of kind of just ways to bypass what their competitors in the future will have to go through. They are literally making their whole data center, the Project Matador, which is named after Trump as well. It's called like the, I don't know, Trump plant, something like that. They're doing it right next to government buildings with absolutely no problems. They're getting everything passed as soon as it needs to be done. And last quarter, the one that I traded this stock for earnings, this was over here. This was one of my biggest earnings trades ever. I put like $18,000 in it, and it went about 18% up by the time I took profit. I think I was in 2x leverage shares. It rocketed. So I made a ton of money, and now I'm looking to buy in as a long-term investment. So, like I said, not only do they have the government connections, but another thing that I look at, another reason why this aligns so well with my strategy, is this company is going from unprofitable to profitable. They've been very unprofitable, but now they've been signing clients. They have a bunch now, including universities, actual companies that will be like Coreweave now working with them for these data centers. They made a move from just energy to now adapting with what's relevant, energy for data centers. So starting to get those clients. Now here's the big thing that this stock is missing. Why is it still down so much if they've made the switch? and they're going to start making money. Well, what they're missing is a massive hyperscaler like Microsoft, like Google, like even Amazon, Oracle. They don't have a massive partner just yet. So right now, they're a great company on a small scale. And they finally got their first like huge billion-dollar client, right? But that's not Amazon level. That's not Microsoft level. That's not Oracle level, right? So the stock can't go parabolic just yet, but I'm buying now basically as a bet that that will happen in the future. Right now, it's got a $4 billion market cap. Guys, by 2030, they're going to bring in, actually 2029, 1 year earlier, they're going to be bringing in about $10 billion in revenue. It's like 9.83 billion in revenue. And now they got that $6.5 billion deal. That's an extra pending revenue situation there that's going to be, divided up by the next few years. But that's another huge deal that is bigger than their current market cap, which means we're right now paying not a premium, the opposite of a premium. We're getting a discount based on how much money they are bringing in. So I think this is a steal because it's lost obviously a ton of market cap because, of course, they didn't have any big clients, so it made sense. It was too speculative, but now it got that client, and they're going to be bringing in so much more money than what the entire company is being traded at. So I think it's a steal. As far as another short-term catalyst to just keep naming some more, not only actually, before we get to that, which is a quick one, their upside potential is 140%. This could actually be a generational play if it goes well. Analysts are extraordinarily bullish. This is one of the only times you'll ever see a stock in a downtrend like this with complete analyst support. As you guys know, usually it's something like the technicals, where because it's in a downtrend, analysts are scared to admit that it could be good. In this case, they're super bullish on it. 1 year price target of 140% higher than the current price. Absolutely insane. A move back up to $15 is what they're expecting. And honestly, all it takes for it to hit 15 in a day is for them to sign on one of those big clients. Right now, they have odds of doing so in the next 2 to 3 years at 80%. We'll see. Maybe they have a hard time signing them on. The stock keeps dropping, and I'll keep buying. But when that happens, this stock could go ballistic. So their next short-term catalyst is simple. Like I said, it's going to be the next quarter because the estimate is very close to hitting profits. So this is one that could go either way. This is one that could actually bring the stock even lower, but we just had these earnings, which they actually beat. They were expected to have their pretty much best quarter, and they did so, and they beat those expectations. Now, if they can beat these expectations by enough money for the stock to go break even, just completely 0.00 EPS or 0.01, obviously, the higher the better, then this could really rocket. We saw that. I'll duplicate a tab real quick. We saw that with another stock that used to be speculative, SoFi Technologies. When I bought this for $6 per share, and some of you guys I know, you don't have to keep rubbing it in my face. Some of you guys bought this even lower, right? I didn't catch on to SoFi till $6, but when I did, this was a banger. This was one of my options trades that I averaged into and made a ton of money, but I also I was fortunate enough to kind of trust the process and keep holding some shares to make a ton of money, which I then sold and rebought during this dip. So SoFi was a very similar situation, kind of speculative, going from unprofitable to profitable. Once they had that quarter that they beat expectations and went profitable, this was unstoppable. Going from 6, where Firmy is right now, all the way up to 34. Now, SoFi is a massive company now. They have a market cap here of 24 billion, so obviously a lot bigger at this point. But I think that's very possible for Firmy within the next, let's say, half a decade, as long as they're able to sign on more clients or literally just one hyperscaler, one big company. So comment any questions you guys have. Last thing I'm going to say about this is this could totally be a stock that trends down. Like I said, be prepared. If you're going to buy this stock, be 100% prepared for it to keep going down for a year or 2 years or months, whatever the case may be. Be prepared. This stock is in a downtrend. Stocks follow the trend that they're in until there's something, that I look for that's crazy enough to switch that up. Now, I am buying because I believe that we've reached that point. However, you cannot go into a stock that's been in a downtrend and expect the day that you buy to be the last day that it's red.